So you can see that there's a lot going on here. And this is just stuff that's built into Rails. We also want to be able to define our own things. For example, this is a built-in helper, but we want to be able to define our own helpers as well. And the motivation for this involves this title here. So let's fire up a server. Let's open up the page. So you can see here in the tab it says home, and then it's got the vertical bar character, this pipe, and then the base title, Ruby on Rails tutorial sample app. And that's coming from here. But what if we wanted this title on some pages to be blank? So for example, this is actually the design we're going to adopt on the home page. We're going to get rid of this. So actually, let me fire up guard too. We'll see this go red. So this here is providing this title that's being yielded here. So what if we save this? This should go red. But I'm going to look at this and refresh it. So you can see that if we get rid of that per page title, there's still the base title, but then there's also this leading pipe character. And we don't want that. What we want is just the base title. So to do that, I want to define a helper called full title that goes in app helpers application helper. There's also a static pages helper that got generated as part of Rails generate controller, but this is for helpers that are specific to the static pages. The helper we're about to make, in fact, is going to apply to any page on the site. So let's define this. I'm going to start with a comment. Here's the function name, also called a method name. It's called full title. I'm going to have a default, which is just an empty string. Let's give it the base title, which is, we can just copy it here. It's from here. And if the page title is empty, then I want to return that base title. Otherwise, I want to add that page title in, like this. So if this is confusing, that's the whole point. The whole point of this lesson is to understand things like this, to understand the stuff that's in here with the style sheet link tag, and understand how to make a method like this, and how to understand all of the elements inside it. Let's put this thing to work, though, just to verify that this actually accomplishes the goal of getting rid of that pipe character. So let's restore this, get back to green. I want to change our test up here. So this is test. It's, where is it? It's in controller, static pages controller. So what we want is, instead of home, pipe character, base title, we want to just get rid of this here. So this should go red. And now we want to put this full title helper to work here. So we've already got the per page title here in this yield. So let's do this, full title. Get rid of this here. Save it and see if we're green. Nope, we're not. Why didn't that work? Oh, it's because we haven't changed this. We're still providing the title. The tests were right. So at this point, we've now replicated our previous result. In fact, we can, let's just Command Z this. So this should be green because now we're just using full title to replicate our previous behavior. So now let's do this, change it up, go red, and then we can either do this, just make it blank. That'll work. But because of the default that we defined, and we'll be talking about that in this lesson, I can just get rid of this. There we go. You can see here, if you refresh, there it is. So there's the title. It's just the base title. There's no leading pipe character. This is just a quick insert with an update about this full title helper. An alert reader noticed that something strange happens if you put in a character that gets escaped in HTML. So let me just show you how that works. So let's go to the help page here. / static pages help. And you can see the title here, it just says help, and then the pipe character. Suppose we change this to helps on the way. Refresh it. And now you can see that Rails is over escaping this thing. It's got this weird raw ampersand and stuff like that. And that's because this provide here in the application.html, it's doing something strange here. This detail is not particularly important to understand, but I want to show you how to fix it. And the way to do it is to use string concatenation instead of interpolation. Both are important techniques, but here we can just concatenate this with the plus operator. And if we save that, it should work. There we go. Help's on the way. Change it back. And now we've got an updated full title helper, and this is now in sync with the version in the book. From looking at these examples, I hope you're convinced that it's worthwhile to learn enough Ruby to understand what's going on here, and that's the purpose of this lesson.